Senior non-teaching staff of Nigerian universities assemble in their numbers at the NAF Conference Center in Abuja. It's their union's third quadrennial delegates conference for the year 2024. The event has on its front burner government's consistent failure to honor agreements reached with unions.
The greatest challenge besetting the Nigerian educational system, and more particularly the tertiary education, has been the spate of industrial actions occasioned by breaches of agreements entered between the unions and the entire employers. Since the advent of this present civilian administration, or even, if you like, democratic government in 1999, we have witnessed increased accusations of failure of collective bargaining at governments at both federal and state levels.
Honorable Minister, as a royal father, I appeal to you to nominate officers whose children are schooling in Nigerian public universities during negotiations. You don't expect somebody whose children are in private schools or schooling abroad to sign or negotiate an agreement that will favor Nigerian workers.
The theme of the event, respecting collective bargaining agreements and industrial peace in a democracy, is properly dissected by a prominent labor leader.
We have had collective bargaining agreements on stemming the tide of runaway hike in energy tariff and the reform in the public sector of Nigeria. As we all can attest to this, hardly has any of the cited agreements been respected and honored by successive governments in Nigeria. It appears government only remembers that such agreement exists only when organized labor threatens industrial action.
Ssanu's leadership challenges the federal government to honor agreements earlier struck with the union.
We also urge that government should release our 50 billion naira and allowances. We also urge government to release our one-year arrears of the 25 and 35% salary increment, 2023. Honorable Minister, sir, we also urge you to tell government that the wage award that the government promised and started paying has since ceased and it must come back.
Ssanu, ASU, NASU, NSC, please organize, don't antagonize as your first option. Please, don't use strike. Don't use strike as your first shot of your artillery. And more so, with this government, you have a listening president.
It's obvious that industrial actions will continue to disrupt activities in the education sector if government continues to renege on agreements reached with the unions at the end of negotiations. Charles Eruka, Arise News.